Hey, you ever thought why Good Friday was called Good Friday? Considering what happened on that Friday was not so good. Well, at least that's what we all thought. Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mo. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. So back to Good Friday. Good Friday was God's perfect redemption story for humanity. The King of Kings rode into Jerusalem on a donkey to disrupt kingdoms and nations, not to conquer nations. He rose to conquer sin and death. The crowds cheered for Jesus and waved palm branches as he entered into Jerusalem. But these same crowd that cheered for King Jesus was also going to be cheering for him to be crucified. Check out Matthew 21 verses 1 to 11, what it says there.
As they approached Jerusalem and came to Bethphage on the Mount of Olives, Jesus sent 2 disciples, saying to them, "Go to the village ahead of you, and at once you will find a donkey tied there, with her colt by her. Untie them and bring them to me. If anyone says anything to you, say that the Lord needs them, and he will send them right away." This took place to fulfill what was spoken through the prophet. "Say to daughter Zion, see, your king comes to you, gentle and riding on a donkey, and on a colt, the foal of a donkey." The disciples went and did as Jesus had instructed them. They brought the donkey and the colt and placed their cloaks on them for Jesus to sit on. A very large crowd spread their cloaks on the road, while others cut branches from the trees and spread them on the road. The crowds that went ahead of him and those that followed shouted, "Hosanna to the Son of David! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord! Hosanna in the highest heaven!" When Jesus entered Jerusalem, the whole city was stirred and asked, "Who is this?" The crowds answered, "This is Jesus, the prophet from Nazareth in Galilee."
Isaiah 53:5 says, "He was bruised for our transgression." And Romans 4:25 says, "He was delivered over to death for our sins and was raised to life for our justification." Meditate up on this powerful verse just for a minute, what it says. I mean, Jesus came to conquer death for us, and through doing so, he's taken on the sins of the entire world. That's amazing. Good Friday represents the good that came from the death on the cross. First Peter 2:4 says, "He himself bore our sins in his body on the cross, so that we might die to sin and live for righteousness. By his wounds you are healed." That's an amazing verse. Think about it. We are able to cope with the things of life. Sometimes we think that we're not able to, but we are, because this verse says so, because of what Jesus did on the cross for us. And so you were the missing piece of his story. He came not just to fix the problems of the broken world, but to rescue us for eternity. So what are you waiting for? So, in John 3:16, it says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." That's an amazing verse. It tells you exactly why God sent his Son for humanity. And so, if you haven't invited Jesus into your heart, you could do that by just echoing this prayer. "Jesus, I make you my best friend. I ask you into my heart. Forgive me of my sins, and thank you for dying on the cross for me." It's that simple. And so when you do that, Jesus comes into your heart and he lives into your heart and he helps you and he directs you and he guides you on your daily walk with him. And if you haven't gotten a Bible, well, I would suggest that you do get a Bible and spend some time reading his words. If you don't have one, you could always download it on the Bible app. It's in many different languages. And so again, you want to make sure that you also get connected with community. Get community and spend time with Jesus. Schedule him within your daily schedule. Because if you don't do that, you will forget what you just did, and then you will forget who Jesus is. So it's so important that we do that. And so I want to leave you with this, what Jesus did for us on Good Friday. So Good Friday is called Good Friday because of what Jesus did on the cross for us. That's why we could celebrate Good Friday. And so thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this video, and I'll see you again. Cheers.